month, everyone has concern about the government shutdown. Sure of going to we have others just say straight up fire. So let's top down. Known as the SNAP Benefit Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program. That's all the buzz. They're threatening us and threatening us and threatening us because that's their thing. Frighten us. What's going to happen to us? And because they know we are unprepared, because that's what we do. We are constantly unprepared and we rely on other people. So, what do you think? Do you think the government is going to withhold SNAP benefits from those families who need it the most? Well, there are some implications of the government SNAP benefits ending soon. Some of the reasons why SNAP benefits are ending: policy changes, budget constraints, eligibility. Those are things that can happen anytime, even if it wasn't a government shutdown, because they are constantly changing the rules, changing the eligibility requirements. Your family size may change. If you have a child that ages out, goes off to college, becomes an adult, then your household's changed. You decide to get a higher paying job or to get a job, then your income has changed. So there's always been that possibility. Now, however, we are concerned because we're not the ones or the families, and when I say we, I mean we as Americans, because it's my problem too. May not be my specific problem because I'm not a SNAP recipient currently, or hopefully not in the future either. However, what in America that affects one of us always affects all of us. So that's why I am saying we and us. So it's not our own personal finances that is causing the budget constraints. It's the government claiming that they are out of money, right? So, so some of the immediate effects, right? Of course, it's going to affect the individual person. Now, the individual person may not have the money to buy the food, so now it's going to increase the food insecurity. Someone doesn't get healthy food or doesn't get food at all, it can increase their risk for health issues. Then it's going to be a strain on the local services, the local food banks, the local churches, the local services that offer free things to people are now going to be inundated and flooded with people trying to come in to get extra things. So, we talk about the effects of the individual person, but it's going to also affect other people. It's going to affect the community. It's going to affect the economy because SNAP benefits benefit grocery stores, farmers markets, all of those places like Target, Walmart, or even the Dollar Tree that accept SNAP benefits are going to be affected because people are no longer shopping at those stores if they do not have any money. So if there's a local grocery store that employs 50 people at the first of the month because they're expecting an influx of customers, no longer will see that influx of customers, have no need to employ 50 people. So now they may ask Jonathan to cut his hours. They may ask Stephen to work a shorter shift. Or they may even tell Mary not to even come to work at all because we don't need you because we don't have any customers. So you see, it doesn't just affect the girl down the street who you think has had too many babies. It affects all of us. We are all affected by this government shutdown. We are all affected if they decide not to fund the SNAP program going forward. Smaller grocery stores in smaller areas depend on 100% of their income coming from lower income people with food assistance. Mary from the suburbs is not going to drive to a poor area to shop in that store. A store in a poor area is only there to support those poor people in that poor area, that low income area supports the low income area. Therefore, if the assistance isn't there, it's going to have a greater impact because the girl from the suburbs is not driving out there. The girl from the inner city is not going to another inner city. So it supports the people who are local. And so this shutdown is going to impact the local community so much until I don't know if a grocery store can even sustain itself if it doesn't receive that money from the government for SNAP benefits. So those are things that you have to consider when you're thinking about this government shutdown. It's not just going to affect you as an individual person, or it's not going to affect the person who you think doesn't have any money. It's going to affect every one of us. All of us, we are going to be affected by this. Maybe not immediately, but we will in less than 30 days. Because if my grocery store has the butcher coming in delivering steaks and no one's there to buy those steaks, what is my government, my grocery store is going to do with all of those steaks? Are they going to give those steaks away? Are they going to throw those steaks away? Are they going to slash the price of those steaks? Are they going to raise the price of those steaks so they can get their money back? And what are they going to tell the butcher for the next order? They're going to say, well, we are not going to order any more steaks from you because we still have the steaks that we ordered from you last month. So now the butcher is not going to make his money. And so it goes on and on and on and on and on, and everyone, and when I say everyone, I mean everyone. The rich people are going to be affected. And you may say, well, that doesn't make any sense. Rich people got money to buy food. Yeah, but rich people also own things. They are owners of the butcher market. They are owners of the grocery stores. They are owners of the farmers market. So therefore, if their grocery stores are not selling any food, then they will eventually be impacted as well. So these are just some things that people should think about. Some of the immediate things that you can do for yourself is try to be self-sufficient. That is something that I have been saying ever since I was a child. It doesn't have anything to do with being rich or poor. Just try to be as self-sufficient as possible. Maybe grow your own food. Maybe look at it. How much food are you eating? How much food do you need? Do you and your family really need that much food? And educate yourself. You can read some of my books. I've written about being on a budget, finding ways to cut back. Um, this has been something I have been preaching for years. Like I said, ever since I was a child, I've been talking about being self-sufficient. Try not to spend so much money. Even if you have a lot of money, try not to be spending it just to be spending it. Just save some of it. Like the people used to say a long time ago, save for a rainy day. Save for a rainy day. That's not hoarding, and that is not being greedy, and it's not being selfish. It's for you planning for the time if something happens, you and your family will understand what to do about it. So educate yourself. Arm yourself with knowledge. Arm yourself with self-help. Try to understand how these government programs work. Even if you're not on any of them, it's still a good idea for you to understand how those programs are not just impacting or affecting a group of people, how they are impacting or affecting everyone. Because everyone is affected eventually. Like I stated before, you may not be affected today, you may not be affected next week, but tell me 30, 45 days, 6 months down the road, if these grocery stores are not getting their money to sell their food and their products, what's going to happen? Because I'm telling you, anyone who making 75, 80, 90, 100, $120,000 a year is not buying chips and Sunny Delight and nacho cheese and Twinkies. Those people are shopping in the upscale stores. They're going to the private butcher market. They're getting the prime rib. They're shopping at upscale school stores. They're not shopping at Food Lion. They're not shopping at Kroger. And they're definitely not shopping at Walmart. Okay, they're not getting their groceries from the same place that they're buying their panties. Right, they're not getting butt cream from the next aisle over from their children's juice and milk. That's not happening. So the stores like Food Lion, Dollar Tree, Kroger, Walmart, Safeway, Giant World, IGA, Albertsons, all of those stores are going to be impacted. And it's going to be impacted in such a large way until everybody in this country is going to feel the effects. And then it's going to spread abroad because you have to remember that a lot of our food comes from the outside. We get a lot of our fruits and vegetables from the outside of this country. So now they're going to be, our imports are going to be affected. So it's not just a girl down the street with 5 babies. It's not the little old lady who forgot to save for her retirement. It's not the little old man who um, got kicked out of the military. It's not the ex-con who decided that he wanted to make the wrong choices. It's not isolated to any group or demographic of people. What affects one of us affects all of us. We are all in this together. And I wish people would understand that. Then they will stop making stupid decisions when it comes down to electing our leaders. It's no one side against the other. We are all on the same side. So I hope that you have enjoyed this presentation, and I hope that you would visit me again, and I hope that you would try to maybe read some of my literature that and articles that I have written over the years.